Check, check, check. All right.
Welcome to our senior night. Look at them all. We have 11. That's awesome. And thank you all for coming out there. We're going to play a game. Put your paddle out your window if you can hear me. You guys, put your paddles out. I know you're hearing me. Okay. You need a paddle? They need a paddle. Even's on it. Who else needs a paddle? That car needs a paddle. There's another one back there. Okay. I see it. All right, here's what we're doing. Green. Would you rather, okay? So your partner has to help you. If the first thing I say is what you'd rather, you go to the right. You put your paddle up with your right hand, out the right window. If you'd rather is the second thing, you do it in your left hand, seniors. This is right. This is left. You might have forgotten that since you haven't been in school so long.
You're right and they're right.
They're right. Oh, I've missed you all so much. Okay. All right, you ready? Here we go. Everybody got one? Yeah. That's a good spot. All right. Have more time or more money? Would you rather have more time to the right is where that goes, or more money to the left? Left. We got more time. More time. I think this is an unfair question at this time because you got time. You would like money. Okay, it's about even. Next one. Would you rather lose your hearing or your vision? Left is lose your vision, right is lose your hearing. Kobe, yell out the window. Why would you rather lose your hearing? No, he's left. Would you rather lose your vision? Why? Oh, okay. Hey, Jade, why does your car want to lose their hearing? Because she knows sign language. Kate knows sign language. Okay, next one. Do you prefer ocean? Would you rather ocean or mountains? Ocean to the right, mountains to the left.
Which right and left, honey? Yeah, you're pointing at the opposite.
It's their right, their left.
Yeah.
We're back there.
Yeah, mountains are over there.
Mountains are this way.
What are you, neutral? This person, what, you just don't know, do you? Okay? All right. All right, here we go. Couple more. Okay, this is a do you. And I'm watching the seniors because I know most of you well, so this is going to be a good one. Do you always say what's on your mind? Or do you never speak up? Always say what's on your mind. Sophie, there is no middle ground with you. Okay, the seniors are coughing. Oh, this is a match made in heaven, Justin and Sophie, because they are opposite. That's a match. Okay, all right, come on. Okay, all right, one more. Would you rather be trapped in a room full of tarantulas or in a room full of snakes? Right is tarantulas, left is snakes.
Left is snake.
You hate snakes? Okay, so you tarantulas are your jam. Snakes are yours? Snakes? Tarantulas? What's that? I see a paddle out there. Okay. All right. Well, welcome to Exit Outside. At least it's pretty. It's a little chilly, but that's okay. Sun is helpful. Aiden was here early. The worship team's been getting ready, and I walk in the building, and I'm told, Aiden hit her head. She's bleeding. I'm like, where'd she hit her head? On the garbage can. On the garbage bin. So, I don't, how many of you know I don't do blood well? I just don't do blood well. Yes. So I'm like, is it bad? And she says, I don't know. Did you clean it? I think so. I'm like, oh, I have to break the 6-foot rule. Plus I have to do blood. So we got cleaned it up, put compression on it, put a headband on her, and she practiced. So the bleeding stopped. If she faints, somebody come to her rescue. Okay, we're going to sing another song, and then we're going to get going.
want to transition so I can get my acoustic guitar?
Because I can always talk. Gonna miss you, Avery, a lot.
Our next song was requested, I think, by Sophie Walker.
Yep.
The Good Father. Did you request that one? So this is a senior request, and Good Father, and Avery's doing his magic back there. He's almost ready.
You guys hear that?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, good. All right.
I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard the tender whisper of love in the dead of night, and tell me that you're peace and that I'm never alone. You're a good father. That's who you are. That's who you are. That's who you are. And I'm loved by you. That's who I am. That's who I am. That's who I am. Oh, and I've seen many searching for answers far and wide, but I know we're all searching for answers. Only you provide, because you know just what we need before we say a word. You're a good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are. Oh, His love so undeniable. I can hardly speak. Peace so unexplainable. I can hardly think as you call me. Deeper still as you call me. Deeper still as you call me. Deeper still into love. Love like your good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. in these unusual circumstances, in this place where we have a lot of memories. These seniors have a lot of memories here. And so do the other students. And as we sit out here, and the sun is coming down on us, and we're worship songs singing our Good, Good Father, would you speak to our hearts and open us up tonight to just sit in your presence and just be here. Thank you. In your name I pray. Amen. Okay. Thanks, worship team. They've been serving you well. If you watch Exit Friends Live every Wednesday, we're going to keep doing it. You can watch it afterwards. Lisa's been good about putting it on our YouTube channel. They've been faithfully here playing every Wednesday night. Okay, seniors, but this is for all of you, so I want you all to listen. Because God is always speaking, we just don't always listen. So, questions is the theme of my talk tonight. That's the theme of my life right now. Some of us ask questions a lot, more than others. Some of you were born asking questions. Some of you seniors were. You want to know why. That's a big question for you. Everyone has questions about the future right now. Seniors, since you were a freshman, the two big questions you have been asked constantly were what? What are you going to do with your life? And where are you going to go to college? You have gotten to hate those questions, and I know that. So, some of you sitting here have known forever where you are going to college. Some of you have a strong idea of what you want to study. Others of you sitting here really have no idea, and it'll probably change. Seniors, you all have questions. If you're going to college, you have all kinds of questions related to that. Will we start in the fall? What will my roommates be like? Will we get along? How will I fit in? Will I be homesick? Will I gain the freshman 15? How will I pay for everything? What classes will I take? If you aren't going to college, or you're going to, but living at home, you have questions also. How will it be like living at home as an adult? Am I a loser for not going to college? Seniors, you should have questions. Your life is going to be very different. You will be making your own choices, organizing your own schedule, and so much more. But we are in unique times, and all of us, aren't we, are asking questions. And that's a unique thing. What will the future look like? What will our new normal be? What the heck is really going on? What is the truth? Because in 5 minutes, if you tune into something, you hear exact opposite. Don't you? You hear nothing consistent. I am finding during this pandemic and quarantine time that it is okay to have questions. And it is okay to feel all the emotions. Seniors, you are a resilient, determined, goal-oriented, and active group. Most of you I have known for several years. And as I look at you, so many memories flash through my mind. Derek, with your ornery smile, calling me Grandma. Sophie Walker, through the years, your determination to follow Jesus no matter what. Haley, your tender heart, which I saw so clearly in Miami and I see here. Avery, pursuing everything you do with passion. In this phrase constantly, Connie, there is this girl. I was going to warn you. Sophie Showalter, you're so creative and you're so strong, and yet you can be easily hurt, and you're so tender. And there's a part of you, Sophie, that's just wanting to be a little naughty always. Jake, I'll never forget when you came to the challenge last year and you talked to me. You sought to change, and you really have sought to know Jesus. And I've watched you pursue in spite of so many obstacles. Zach, two things that pop into my mind about you is how you spend money, which in Taiwan, we spent more time at the ATM than we did doing the mission work, getting money for Zach. And in the way you work with kids. In Miami, your natural leadership ability was so apparent. We send you out in the heat with those kids, go Zach. And he would create, right, Haley? some kind of game. And we'd be like, wow. Plus, I've told you this so many times. You can't seem to run away from Jesus. And boy, do you try. Justin, one memory I have of you, and I was sharing this with Sophie just this week. When Kyla and Noe were here, the CrossFit missionary, and he said, anyone going to take me on? And Justin got up there and did the push-ups. And right then, I saw something in you, Justin, that you are one focused and determined young man. And yet, everything I hear about you and what I see in you is that you've maintained your character. And you haven't run over people, and that's admirable. Katie, you bring joy. You do. The story you told me at Life has stuck. Be ready. One morning, Katie said she got up super early, and we were in the hallway, and she said, I got up super early. And if you know Katie at all, her telling stories is a delight. And I just decided I'm going to do my hair and everything. And as she was doing it, and she was already early, it's when you're at this life conference, you just barely get out of bed and get to the next thing. Is that right? Yeah. So, and she said, God just spoke to her in that moment, and he said, Katie, be ready. And Katie lives to be ready. Lainey, I haven't gotten to know you very well, but what I have seen, I know you are going against the odds, and you're a purposeful young woman. And I hope you pursue Jesus. Andrew, well, you're dating Trinity. And you're still dating Trinity. So there's something to be said for that. Okay? That says something about you. I'm not going to say what it says about you. But I have seen you at Exit. I've seen you in things at school. And you quietly go about doing your thing. And you are involved. And I see in you a steady young man. I think I covered, did I get you all? Nailed you all? I was pretty nice, wasn't I? You don't have a lot meaner. Avery, well, you had to have that.
I thought you were going to say to spend more money.
Well, yes, there's that too, but no, the theme that runs since forever. Yeah. 5th grade probably is, there's this girl. But next week it's the next girl, so you just have to roll with it. What?
But never officially.
No, there's just this girl. But here's what I have to say to you seniors and to all of you out there. What is your foundation? With all the emotions and all the questions, where do you land? I have had to process that in my own life. I don't feel necessarily on a mountaintop with Jesus during this, but I know he's present in my life and I know he's my foundation. But there are times when I don't even feel like I'm really pursuing him. Does that make sense? But I know he's present. I know he's my foundation. I know he's a good father, and I know I can trust him. Even though I don't understand a thing that's going to happen, and I'm close to the at-risk group, will I ever be out of quarantine? You guys will go on with your lives and have children, and I'll still be in quarantine. But in all of that, my foundation is sure. If you have a relationship with Jesus, he is where you land. He can handle your emotions, your questions, and he takes your fear and worry and gives you peace. Now, I have a box up here that you're all going to get, but I'm going to tell you what's in it. Okay. Remember the small pot? We did this, and I want you to remember the pot. One of the things we talked about in youth group in the first half was about our identity and that God has ransomed us and he's called us by name. And one night I had you take a pot and you wrote on here the lie that you wanted to break. You remember that? Do you remember what you wrote? And the sound of the hammers breaking that. I want to encourage you all, if you broke that pot, remember that lie and continue to break it. That's in there. And then I have a rock in here. This is what I said about the rock. This is my first paragraph of what I said that day. It is January 2020. As the new year approached, people were summarizing 2019. There were memes about how 2019 sucked, but we're looking forward to 2020. Right? That's a direct quote. Have you forgotten why 2019 stopped? So, in the Old Testament, God's people set up a simple altar of remembrance at a place where God did an exceptionally powerful miracle, at a place where God dramatically rescued his people, at a place where God taught them an important lesson. These altars of remembrance were constructed of simple local stones and would serve to remind generations of God's past faithfulness in order to give them strength to continue trusting the Lord in their present. And then I told you to take a rock and write what you're trusting God for on it and put it in our pile and then take one home. You remember what you wrote? I hope you think about that. Then we talked about salt. And salt, you all get it. Isn't this cute? You all get a salt shaker. But I was too cheap to put salt in it. No, not really. Okay. Salt seasons and preserves things. Seasoning food and baking with salt enhances its flavor. You notice when it is missing. And I've been reading this book, Taste and See, about different things, and it says salt will take the bitter out, and it does all these, it adds such depth, and I really didn't realize that. You notice when it's missing. This is what I challenged you with. God is calling those of us who have a relationship with him to be salt. We are to be seasoning in our world and to the people around us. We had talked about your tough situations. We are to make a difference where we are. How are you making a difference in your family and the people you're around? Salt preserves things. How do we preserve things in our world with the people we are with? And you're with some people a lot right now. Jesus entrusts us to affect and preserve the people around us. We, if we are living for Jesus, can bring dramatic change to those around us. Think about those who are salt in your life. We talked about that, remember? Who's salt in your life? Who made you curious about Jesus? You are to be that to those around you. You can make a difference. And then, get your own little flashlight. Okay? Light. Matthew 5:14 says, "You are the light of the world, like a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp and then puts it under a basket. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone in the house." We are called, if we know Jesus, to be light to our world. We are to shine, not hide Jesus under a basket. Light a candle, then cover it. It is still lit under the basket, but not doing anybody any good. How do you shine? How are you shining? And right now, even a little light will shine. So how are you shining? So, you see that table back there? Everyone, that table is there because I think you probably all have things you would like us to pray for. So anytime during the rest of the time, you can get out of your car, make sure there's only 2 there at a time, take a paper, write on it, and then pin it to the cross. Because we want to pray for you this summer. We want to know what we can. It's so weird to not be connected and not be able to see you and to be able to pray for you. And so I take that seriously. So that's the way we're going to do it. And then when you return your pen, there's an empty bucket that says dirty, and just throw the pen in one of those buckets. But anytime you can do that, okay? Anyway, and then I have a little bit this soil in here. And I challenged you in the beginning of the year. I said, what kind of soil are you going to be in Exit this year? Little did we know we'd only have like 6 weeks of Exit. Were you going to be soil that was going to take in and be good soil, and you would hear God's word and you would do something with it? Or were you going to be just there, rocky pavement, where it'll fall but you won't hear? What kind of soil? So these are things that are in here. So I want to challenge all of you. Are you being salt and light? Are you believing the lie, or are you continuing to break the lie and believe what God says about you? What word did God give you? And you need to readdress that. He may have said something significant to you that if you look back, you're going, oh, I needed to hear that. So that is my challenge to you seniors. You will be missed. And I'm done because I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. Because you're a good group, okay? So we are gonna start with our recognition of seniors. Ann is gonna come up. How we're gonna do this is I'm gonna remove this.
Nicely.
And then I'm gonna wipe this off. And then Ann's gonna have her girls come up one at a time, and the next one will come once the other one has moved off.
Spit on. Did you guys get spit on?
Just spit on them. Blamey. So, lady, I chose a verse for you. It shows Deuteronomy 31:8. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. And from what, it has been a joy to get to know you this year. You are a joy. Some of the things I was writing down about you. Joyful, sweet, kind, positive. It's been a lot of fun to get to know you this year and have you in a small group. You bring your positive attitude. You give it your all in everything. I can see that you do that. And I just think that verse is so, Connie said you guys are all resilient, for sure. Even before any of this craziness happened, you guys are pretty amazing kids. So I just felt like that verse really spoke about you, and I'm gonna miss your smile and your spunk, but I know God has big things planned for you. Haley.
Okay.
No judgments here. Okay, Haley, I chose this verse for you. Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do the good things he planned for us long ago. I feel like God made you a very special person. He's got big things planned for you. He's already done big things in your life. Watching you come back from Miami, super cool. You were fired up, and just seeing that, and just seeing, you're so positive, you're kind, you're a great role model. Just know, again, God's got big things planned for you too. So.
Thank you. I know, I wish I could hug you so much. Here, hey. This is awful. Did I just say it's awful? Go on record. You can't hug anyone.
I'll hunt all of you down and give you hugs.
Oh, yes.
Just randomly find you.
Be prepared.
You're weirded out.
It's weird standing on here.
I feel really short right now. Yeah, there you go.
I want to see you so bad.
I'd rather see you than me. Okay, Sophie, the verse I chose for you, 1 Timothy 4:12. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, conduct, love, in faith, and in purity. I can say that you don't let anybody look down on you. Just because you're young doesn't mean you don't have big things to say. You're an excellent role model, positive. It's awesome to watch the younger kids come in and just look up to you guys, and it's amazing how you interact with them, and just the great things. You're positive, you're a leader, you're always chiming in small group, have great things to say, and it's been awesome to get to know you.
Oh, there's got a couple sprinkles. Thank you for cleaning.
I didn't spit on it.
Just reading.
Yeah.
Sophie. I'm gonna face this way so the sun's not in my eyes and I won't cry.
It's allergies.
Allergies, they're terrible this time of year. So it's hard to believe that last July, when we spent an entire week in Florida, that we really didn't know each other that well. That week spent with you and the rest of our youth group was such a blessing to me. I'm so thankful that God put you in my life and we were able to room together that week and truly get to know each other. I've been watching you sing in church for a while, and I want you to know whenever I see you on stage, and I can't wait to hear you worship the Lord, and I know it's hard to believe, but every time you sing, I get tears in my eyes. Your voice is truly one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard. But I want you to know something. You are so much more than a beautiful voice. As I've been able to get to know you, I'm amazed by your wisdom and how you care and treat others, your determination and work ethic in everything you do, and I also love how competitive you are. You are wise beyond your years, and I want you to know that I truly enjoy being around you. It's been a joy to have you in our small group this past year, and I love how no matter what you're going through, you always keep your eyes on Jesus. You continue to pursue him even when things get tough. I'm thankful for all the memories that we've been able to make in the past year, including Winter Jam, going to the movies and basketball games, and our late night talks in hotel rooms. But what I will miss the most is your text messages late at night telling me you got home safe. The verse that I chose for you is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all that you do, and he will show you which path to take. Sophie, I know that God has amazing plans for your life, and my prayer for you is that wherever he takes you, you will continue to trust him in all you do. Love you.
Okay, it's a snack break. We're bringing around ice cream sandwiches. So roll down your windows. They're coming with ice cream sandwiches. Here they come.
Should I get there either? I know.
Start with the cars.
This is a good one. If I can get it oh, this is the good one.
What's your mission?
You take your first bite and I'll take my first.
I'm gonna try two.
Do one.
No, Andrew. Oh my gosh. What? Yes.
I'm not doing it. You go.
You can do it in 2 bites.
Why do you look at me out of your glasses? You're like,
No, he didn't even pull the trigger. Where?
Grayson! 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 Can you be on top of everyone? Hey. We like vegetables. Literally shivering. I'm freezing. When I'm done, I'll look over left. Are you eating one? Yes.
My mom texted me.
I got him the first bite. I got number 2. I'm gonna die. Yeah.
Look, I can eat it in one bite.
Okay, we're gonna keep going with Bill and Travis. We'll start with Travis and then Dr. Bill will come up. Who likes ice cream sandwiches? Honk your horn.
Andrew.
So what I know about you is.
Well, it's been fun this year, even though we got cut short when our groups merged. It was fun getting to know you. With everything going on, everything's unsure. I picked a verse to encourage you through whatever happens. It's Deuteronomy 31:8. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you. He will never fail you nor abandon you. So good luck. Here's your journal and your verse.
Thank you.
And with you, we've been together a little bit longer. It's been fun getting to know you as well. I especially liked our one-on-one time around the fire a couple years ago when we ate almost a whole bag of Starbursts and marshmallows and everything else. Also, I chose a verse for you. Same reason, it's one of my favorites. It's good for like good and bad, just to encourage you that God's always there with you. It's Isaiah 40:29 through 31. He gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless. Even youth will become weak and tired, and young men will fall in exhaustion. But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. So, good luck with everything going on. And just look forward to seeing what happens in the future.
Thank you.
And I have Avery. Why don't you come up, Avery? I'll look in the sun, then I can blame the sun for my tears. Avery, I just want to say it's been super fun getting to know you through youth group, as a neighbor, getting to watch you on stage so many times at high school and here, and just to be able to watch you grow up. And I know you're still in the process of growing up. I want to encourage you by saying, and this is for you seniors as well, you're not expected to be perfect. And I want you to realize that. And you are expected to make mistakes. And you are expected to make big mistakes. And it doesn't surprise your parents when you make a mistake. It doesn't surprise people that know you when you make a mistake. So it is okay to make mistakes. It doesn't surprise the Lord. And so expect to do your best, expect to try, but expect to let yourselves down too. This coming year ahead, you have a fresh start, you have a new beginning, you have a time to be who you want to be. And so I want to encourage you guys in that way. Avery, you've shared a few mistakes with me. You've shared times with ups and times with downs. And so somebody else chose the same verse as I did, but it is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go. He is the one who will keep you on track. Do not assume that you know it all. Run to God. That's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. But just encouragement. I'm not encouraging everybody to make mistakes. I am encouraging you to do your best, but that's not what it's about. It's about trusting in the Lord, and it's about trying to listen to His leading. And you're in a time of transition, and this is like something that none of us have been through, but it's also not the hardest thing that any of us adults have been through. So even if this is the hardest thing you've been through so far, the Lord's going to carry you through this, and the Lord will carry you in your future, but only if we let Him. So let the Lord lead you. Yeah, thank you. I'm not doing any touch. Yeah.
Trying to be organized. Of course, I put her right after Avery. That was not.
All right, Katie, it has been a joy to watch you grow into the woman that you are today. You are perfectly Katie. Dainty, yet tough. Sweet, yet spicy. You're always up for a challenge and a certain movie, except for when you're not. You're so creative and always up to something. Katie, I love that you're so perfectly you. I love that you see people that many of us don't see. I love that you love people so very well. The verses I chose for you were ones the Lord told Aaron to use to bless the Israelites. As you move forward through life, heading to UNO and beyond, I want you to know that you are truly blessed. This blessing is for you. You are guarded by God, and you shine the light of Him who is within you. You are encompassed by God's grace, and you are filled with His peace. That I see, that I know. Knowing you is truly a gift. You are an incredibly lovely lady with the perfect amount of grit. You will be missed, and know that you are loved beyond measure. So, your verses, Numbers 6:24 through 26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace.
Okay, I want to remind you, if you want to leave us a prayer request, you can do this. We're going to sing Oceans. They're going to sing Oceans, and we're going to sing with them. This is Haley's request, another senior. So use the prayer request stuff. Don't be shy. This is your time to communicate with us, and here we go. Okay, we're ready for our next batch of seniors, and that is Pastor's group. And Bill. Bill, you. He's watching the kids back there. Everybody wave at Bill. He's there. Bill, wave. He's with his happy family.
Are you gonna wipe that down?
I did. I spit on it.
Yeah, I want you to see Bill back there because he's a huge part of our group. So, Bill, thank you. And he would rather die than be up here. So,
Nicole's gonna try and wrestle him out.
Justin, come on up, dude. Try not to blind you. Okay, I gotta admit something to you. I heard about you long before I met you because you're like such an amazing athlete. And when you started coming, I have to admit I thought you were probably coming. I don't want to say why, but maybe you were coming because someone else was coming. And we've seen that before. And I got to know you, and I found out, even though you guys are really a cute couple, you never made it about that. You established your own presence. So we've just been together this year, right? And what I really appreciate so much about you, Justin, is you know, when you commit to do something, you know it's going to take work. I think people are tempted to think, well, you're a natural. I'm not so sure you're a natural. I think you work your rear end off to get to where you're at. And then you get good at it. Now, maybe that brings out a lot of natural skill, but you don't come by this with shortcuts or just depending on ability. You really apply yourself. I think that's such an amazing quality you have. And I want to encourage you because I'm tempted sometimes when you don't measure up to your own standard, I think sometimes you get disappointed in yourself. Don't. You are an amazing young man, and you keep building off of that and applying yourself to what you do. Nothing's going to stop you. So I'm going to give you a verse. I love this one. It's from Joshua 1:9. It says, "Haven't I commanded you? Strength, courage. Don't be timid. Don't get discouraged. God, your God, is with you every step you take." Proud of you, man. Elbow. Yeah. Derek. Do you know I prayed for you before you were born? I did. Years before you were born, when I'd just been in this church about 2 years, I got to help your granddad Paul find Jesus as a Savior. And I got to know your mom when she was just a young kid. And I remember praying all the way through your family up to you. Here's what I love about you, Derek. First of all, I'm going to say this right away. You're a lover of life. You know how to enjoy. I think because you're that way, people kind of think, this is my opinion, that you're a bit more of a clown. I don't buy that. I really don't. I think you run deeper than most people think, but I think sometimes you hide behind that. I used to do that too. I get it. But you are a deep young man, and you come from good stock. And Derek, what most people don't know is you're getting to college because you applied yourself to bowling, and that's amazing. And I'm really going to pray that you will continue to seek God. I think you have just exciting things ahead that God wants to do in and through you. You really are a good guy. You're fun as all get out, and I love your outlook on life. But I want you to know I see through you, and I know you're deep, and I know you're a serious young man. So here's what I got for you. This is, so here's what I want you to do. This is Romans 12. God helping you take your everyday, ordinary life, your sleeping, eating, going to work, and walking around life, and place it before God as an offering. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing you can do for him. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. Proud of you, man. I love you. Yeah. Is that it?
Yep.
I think that's it.
I think we're done. Yeah, we're done.
Zach. Did I do it good?
Never did it
I
right.
know. Now, you're so judgmental. Zach, I love you. I so appreciate you. I'll never forget one of the first times I really got a glimpse of you was we're on the plane heading for Taiwan. And you just kind of got that wide-eyed, never been on a plane. And then I realized he's never been on a plane. You'd never been anywhere. And like the first time you're getting on a plane, you're going to fly 14 hours on the world's longest flight. The only thing longer than that flight is this pandemic. And yet you did the whole thing. And you hung in there, and your attitude there, the way you fit in with people. I would watch kids in Taiwan, our gang trying to connect, and it was like, oh, they're not doing it. Bring Zach in. And you could come in, and you could put people at ease. You're always that way. You make people comfortable. You serve them well. I said this to you the other day, but it still fits. Zach, you make people better. You really do. And I love how you are able to read people and be what they need you to be. That's an incredible gift. And you're able to see both sides of things, aren't you? Lots of people aren't. You are. You maybe haven't realized it, but you can see both sides. Don't lose sight of who you are, because the deepest person you need to understand is you. You've got what it takes. Just keep being honest to who Zach is and how God has made you. I really do appreciate it. Here's my verse for you. Yours is a short one. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desire. Zach, you keep putting God first. You're going to find that big, rich heart he's given you is going to get bigger than you thought, and you're going to have insight way beyond your years because you've let God do that work in you. Appreciate you, man, and I love you. Should I wipe it off?
Probably, yeah. Oh.
Oh, I like that.
All right, we're going to close with one more song, and we want to them to stand?
Yeah.
The seniors, yeah. You guys are sitting there. You get up.
Come up, let's do like a mosh pit.
You can't do a mosh pit. There you go. Social distance. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
I'm gonna do something really cool really quick with one of my pedals so that this song is better. Alright?
Yeah. Thanks.
I gotta turn
Jake
it
is
up.
plugging his ear.
What are we expecting? It won't be too loud. Oh no. We're having some technical
That was all
difficulties.
cool.
Ready? Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now we're ready. Keep it moving.
All right, let's all honk our horns to congratulate the seniors. All together.
Go, 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 go.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Exit Live will continue on Wednesday nights. I know some of, if you want to tune in, we're going to do it. You can tune in later.
I am a